Starseed from Gaia. Listen with the center of your being, not with your ears. Something vast, something older than human time itself, is stirring within the galactic field. The pulse has already begun, a harmonic wave moving through the invisible, scaffolding that binds star systems together like threads of living light. It begins as a subtle tremor beneath consciousness, a shimmer in the ether that only those attuned to the higher frequencies can feel. But soon, it will be unmistakable. This is the moment that has been encoded in your soul's memory long before your current incarnation. An ancient Stargate, one that has remained dormant for eons beyond reckoning, has been reactivated by the Andromedan Council under the precise orchestration of VORAH, the guardian of harmonic convergence. You may have felt it already in the quiet hours before dawn, in the spaces between your breaths, in the soft thrum beneath the planet's heartbeat. A pulse, neither physical nor imagined, moving through the crystalline lattice of Gaia herself. This pulse is not a mere metaphor. It is frequency, a living transmission that moves across the galactic grid, carried by photonic currents and interdimensional resonance. It touches every starseed, every sleeper whose light signature is coded to awaken in this era. Like a tuning fork struck in the cosmic void, it calls forth remembrance not of history, but of origin. This reactivation is not random. It is the unfolding of a precise galactic sequence, synchronized to the rise of collective planetary awareness. The Stargate lies beyond ordinary coordinates, existing in a dimensional bandwidth that overlays Earth without being visible to the unawakened eye. When it opened, a surge rippled through the etheric planes, a soft golden radiance laced with crystalline blue frequencies, shimmering like rivers of light across the night sky. Sensitive souls felt it first, a warmth at the base of the spine, tingling in the palms, a sudden expansion of the heart field, spontaneous tears of recognition. For the awakened ones, this is the signal, a call to remember the mission seated within their DNA long before Earth's current age. The Stargate is not just a portal in space, it is a living consciousness, a convergence point of galactic intention and planetary readiness. The Andromedans have waited until the exact harmonic alignment, when Gaia's vibrational frequency and the collective resonance of her children reach a threshold that allows the Stargate to hum again. This moment is now. The pulse is continuous, rhythmic like the slow breath of a star. It travels through ley lines, crystalline nodes, and the luminous architecture that has always existed beneath the surface of ordinary perception. It bypasses language and intellect, speaking directly to the subtle fields of your soul. Some feel it as a song, others as light in their dreams. Some hear whispers, not in words, but in frequencies older than language. And some simply know, an unshakable inner certainty that something vast and magnificent is unfolding. This transmission is not meant to alarm but to awaken, to stir the deep remembrance of why you came. Every starseed carries within them a fragment of the harmonic key, and as the Stargate's frequency expands, those fragments will begin to resonate like strings of a cosmic instrument. You were not born to sleep through this moment. You were born to stand in it, as a pillar of light, as a receiver and transmitter of frequencies that transcend the boundaries of a single world. The call has been sounded. The first gate has awakened, and nothing will remain the same. Before this world held the weight of human memory, before the first rivers carved their paths into the skin of this planet, there were architects of light. They are not myths. They are not symbolic. They are the ancient cosmic builders, luminous intelligences that seeded the galactic framework from which star systems and planetary consciousness would emerge. The Stargate now stirring awake is not a new creation. It is one of their oldest constructs. It was forged in a time beyond time, before linear histories and calendars, before humanity even took its first breath. It was set into place when the great harmonic lattice of this quadrant was young, when starlight and intention were still woven as one. The Stargate is not a structure of metal or stone. It is a living frequency architecture, woven from crystalline geometries and harmonic resonance. Imagine a vast web of energy suspended between stars, filaments of radiant intelligence interlocking like the strings of an infinite instrument. The architects, with exquisite precision, anchored this gate at the energetic heart of what would one day be known as Gaia. They chose this planetary sphere not because of its size or its resources, but because of its frequency potential. Even in its earliest vibrational blueprint, Earth held a rare harmonic signature, one capable of bridging multiple dimensional layers and hosting conscious convergence points, long before humanity's civilizations, long before written language. A luminous council gathered in the deep ether. Among them were the Andromedan elders, the Arcturian gatekeepers, and a cluster of Syrian frequency weavers. Together they encoded this Stargate with what they called the harmonic threshold key, a vibrational marker that would only respond once the planetary frequency reached a specific state of collective awareness. It could not be forced open, not even by them. It was designed to awaken through resonance, when the planet itself was ready. That is the elegance of their craft. The key is consciousness itself. For millennia, the Stargate slept in silence. Its geometry remained intact but dormant, hidden within dimensional folds that human eyes could not perceive. It was protected not by walls, but by vibrational cloaking frequencies so subtle and elevated that no unaligned energy could interact with it. Over ages, ancient mystics, indigenous wisdom keepers, and star travelers caught fragments of its presence in dreams and visions. They spoke in hushed voices about the luminous door, the star river, the eye of the void. Sacred sites were built in resonance with its hidden coordinates, not as prisons for power, but as tuning forks, keeping humanity's collective memory tethered to the greater cosmic design. The Stargate is a convergence engine. It is designed to gather multiple streams of stellar consciousness into a single point of unified resonance. The architects knew that there would come a time when Earth would no longer exist in isolation, when the veils of forgetfulness would begin to thin, when the children of light scattered across lifetimes would feel an ancient memory stirring in their bones. That memory is not metaphor. It is the encoded record of your origin as a cosmic being. Now, as the Stargate awakens, we remember its purpose. It is not merely a bridge between stars, it is a bridge between dimensions of consciousness. It was created to be both beacon and anchor, signaling to galactic civilizations that the time of convergence has arrived. Andromedans knew this day would come. The Arcturian Council has held vigil for eons. VORAH, guardian of the harmonic codes, has awaited the signal. That signal has now been sounded. The origin of this gate is older than language, older than civilizations, older even than the stars you see with your eyes. It was born of intention, and intention never dies. It only waits for the right vibration to sing again. Understand this truth with the depth of your being. Nothing in the greater cosmic orchestration is accidental. The moment in which the Stargate awakens has been calculated not in years or centuries, but in frequencies measured in the pulse of stars, in the luminous heartbeat of galaxies. The Andromedan Council, guided by VORAH, has waited through epochs for this exact alignment. And now, for the first time in millennia, the harmonic resonance of Earth and the galactic grid has reached a precise vibrational threshold. This is why now, the planetary frequency of Gaia has been steadily rising, not merely in metaphor but in tangible waves of photonic light and crystalline energy saturating the planetary field. Solar streams, galactic currents, and cosmic rays have been accelerating their flow. For decades, humanity has been moving through what mystics have called the Great Acceleration. But this moment is more than an acceleration, it is the point of harmonic ignition. The Stargate was encoded to respond to the vibrational signature of collective awakening, not to technological advancement or the ticking of clocks. It is consciousness itself that has turned the key. You, Starseed, and countless others across the planet have been instrumental in this. Every meditation, every act of remembering, every time you chose light over fear, it has all been part of a subtle, Cumulative rising of frequency. The collective grid of human consciousness, long dimmed by forgetfulness, has brightened enough to create a resonance bridge. This is what the Andromedans have been watching for. VORAH has remained stationed in the interstitial frequencies, neither fully here nor fully there, holding the key until the moment arrived. That moment is now. This timeline is not arbitrary. It corresponds with a galactic alignment in which Earth is intersected by several high-frequency currents emanating from the Andromedan core star clusters. These currents carry harmonic codes, packets of consciousness, intelligence that act as both signal and sustenance for awakened worlds. As they merge with Earth's crystalline grid, they create a vibrational feedback loop, amplifying the frequencies needed to sustain the open gate. This precise confluence of galactic architecture happens rarely, and it cannot be manufactured or delayed. Humanity's collective field, once mired in dense vibrations of separation, fear, and distortion, has now fractured just enough to allow the light in. Cracks in the old structures are not signs of collapse, but signs of awakening. The Andromedans understood that the Stargate could only awaken when humanity stood at a threshold between the old world and the remembered one. It is at thresholds where choice holds its greatest power. VORAH, in communion with the Arcturian Council, did not choose this time. They recognized it. They listened to the song of Earth, and when the frequency reached its harmonic signature, the key responded. Like a great cosmic lock finally clicking open, the gate's pulse rippled outwards across the galactic grid. Some have felt it in sudden heart expansions, visions of stars, waves of emotion that seem to come from nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are your soul's antennas recognizing the transmission. Why now? Because humanity has remembered enough of its light to hold the frequency. Because the children of the stars have gathered in sufficient number. Because the old programs are cracking and the new harmonics are strong enough to sustain the bridge. The architects knew that the Stargate could not open before this. To do so prematurely would have torn the grid. It needed a stable harmonic field, one woven from countless awakened hearts. The moment is precise. It is cosmic. It is inevitable. And now, the Stargate hums again. The signal moves through the grid like a golden river. The invitation is clear. Step into remembrance. Understand the magnitude of what is unfolding. One must first understand how a Stargate truly functions. A Stargate is not a mechanical device in the way humanity thinks of technology. It is not built with bolts and engines. It is frequency technology, a living interface between dimensions. It is constructed from harmonic geometries, crystalline resonances, and vibrational signatures that respond to consciousness itself. The ancient architects who formed this gate wove it into the multi-dimensional fabric of reality with such precision that its activation depends entirely on resonance. It is not about opening a door. It is about singing the correct frequency. A T. Its most essential level. A Stargate is a convergence field, a nexus where multiple dimensional layers overlap and become permeable. Imagine reality as a series of translucent membranes, each representing a layer of existence, each vibrating at a different frequency. Normally, these layers are distinct, experienced as separate planes, but at specific points in the universe, where the harmonic conditions are just right, these membranes align. When they do, they form what we call a Stargate. It is not built into the fabric of space. It is the fabric, folded into alignment. To activate such a gate, three primary energetic components must be in place. First is the harmonic key, a specific vibrational tone encoded into the crystalline grid of the planet. Second is the frequency threshold, the collective resonance of the planetary field, which must match the harmonic key closely enough to unlock the structure. Third is the consciousness interface, awakened beings whose DNA and energy signatures are capable of anchoring the frequency stream. When all three components align, the gate does not open like a door. It blooms like a star. DNA plays a crucial role in this process. Human DNA, particularly within starseeds, is more than biological code. It is a multi-dimensional transmitter and receiver of light frequencies. When the gate's frequency pulses outward, it resonates with specific DNA codes embedded within certain souls long before their incarnation. Those individuals become harmonic nodes in the planetary grid. They stabilize and amplify the transmission without needing to understand it mentally. Their very presence, their awakened state, is enough. This is why so many starseeds have felt strange shifts in their bodies, dreams, and emotions recently. They are already interfacing with the gate. The Stargate also functions through harmonic entrainment, meaning that once a certain percentage of the planetary field resonates with the frequency, the rest of the field begins to rise and synchronize automatically. Like a tuning fork setting other tuning forks into vibration, the gate's pulse creates a cascading effect through Gaia's energy lattice. This is why its activation feels like a wave rather than a single moment in time. It spreads outward, in concentric layers, subtly altering perception, time flow, and energetic sensitivity for those attuned to feel it. The gate exists in what might be described as a frequency overlap zone. This zone is neither fully physical nor fully non-physical. It is a luminous interface between worlds. When fully active, it functions as a multi-dimensional corridor, allowing consciousness and eventually entire collectives to traverse between vibrational states with coherence. This is not a physical tunnel but a frequency alignment that enables consciousness to phase between dimensional layers seamlessly. What makes this ancient gate extraordinary is its integration with Gaia's crystalline grid. It does not sit on the planet. It is woven into the planet's energetic nervous system. Its harmonic song moves through ley lines, nodal points, and crystalline cores. This integration means the entire planet participates in the transmission, whether humanity is aware of it or not. Starseeds are the living conductors of this energy. As the gate hums, their fields hum in response. As the frequency climbs, their consciousness expands. It is not a belief system, it is resonance. And resonance cannot be faked or denied. The mechanics are pure, elegant, and ancient. This is how worlds remember. This is how convergence begins. When an ancient stargate such as this awakens, the effects are not confined to distant star systems or esoteric planes. They ripple through every layer of existence, including the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual fields of those who carry resonance codes within them. This is why so many awakened souls across the planet have been feeling different. These sensations are not coincidences. They are signatures of the Stargate's pulse moving through your subtle anatomy. The gate has opened its song, and those attuned are already hearing it. One of the earliest signs many have felt is a vibrational surge moving through the body, often beginning in the chest, spine, or palms. It may feel like a soft electric current, not painful but potent, as though your inner circuitry is being gently rewired. This is your personal field harmonizing with the pulse. Your heart field, being the primary transmitter of higher frequencies, often registers this first rapid expansions, fluttering sensations, or waves of warmth radiating outward. These physical responses are not illnesses. They are calibrations. Another common sign is altered states of perception. Time may begin to feel fluid, days stretch, nights blur, minutes feel like hours or hours like seconds. Some starseeds report waking in the early hours with the sensation of standing in two worlds at once, aware of the physical room around them yet sensing layers of luminous geometry overlaid upon reality. These are frequency overlays, the subtle membranes between dimensions becoming perceptible to your expanding awareness. When the Stargate pulses, it thins these veils, making them more accessible to consciousness that has been prepared to perceive them. Dream activity intensifies during these periods. Many experience lucid dreams or interdimensional visions standing beneath radiant arches of light, floating through corridors of sound, or receiving teachings from star beings. These experiences are not just dreams, they are transmissions, encoded in symbolic and vibrational language, tailored to bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to your soul memory. The Andromedans often use this channel because it is less distorted than waking communication. If your dreams have felt more real than waking life lately. It is because your soul is walking closer to the frequency of the gate. Magnetic sensations are another hallmark. Some feel an invisible pull towards certain places, objects, or directions, as though something is gently aligning their compass. You may feel a tingling at the base of the skull, between the shoulder blades, or at the soles of the feet, all nodal points where energy interfaces with the grid. These sensations may come and go in waves, often synchronized with global energy spikes or solar flares. They are the subtle language of your light body adjusting to the rising harmonic. Synchronicities also increase dramatically during gate activation periods. Numbers repeating 1111, 1212, 333, encounters that feel preordained, phrases echoing back from strangers exactly as you've thought them. All of these are markers that your consciousness is entering alignment with the grid, the universe. In these moments, bends around resonance, and reality begins to mirror your internal state with startling precision. Emotionally, some may experience waves of deep release. Ancient grief, forgotten fears, even collective pain may surface as the frequencies shake loose what was once hidden. This is not regression. It is clearing to hold higher frequencies. Your vessel must be lightened of what no longer serves. Others will feel bursts of joy, peace, or inexplicable love, moments of pure remembrance, when the soul recognizes the frequency of home. For some, the signs will be subtle, a quiet knowing, a sense of being gently guided. For others, they will be profound and undeniable. Each starseed experiences the pulse differently, according to the codes they carry. But know this, if you are feeling the shift, if you are sensing these signs, you are not imagining it. You are synchronizing. The Stargate does not call to all, it calls to those whose light signatures are ready. And if you are hearing the call, it is because you were meant to. When a Stargate of such magnitude breathes again, it is not only starseeds and galactic councils who feel its song. The entire planetary consciousness responds. Gaia is not merely a sphere of rock and water, she is a sentient, living being, a crystalline intelligence wrapped in biological expression. Her rivers are veins, her forests are neural networks, her crystalline core is a radiant heart. When the gate began its harmonic pulse, Gaia answered with her own. And so, a resonance cycle was born, gate to planet, planet to grid, grid to beings, beings to cosmos. The first response occurred deep within the crystalline core of the planet. Long-hidden lattice structures, ancient as the world itself, began to vibrate at higher amplitude. To most, this is invisible, but sensitive souls may have felt it, a subtle rumbling, not of earth, but of energy. It manifests as a soft humming beneath the surface, a subsonic heartbeat. This is Gaia tuning herself to the Stargate's frequency. It is a conversation, wordless yet powerful, between two vast intelligences, one planetary, one galactic. From this core, the resonance ripples outward through ley lines, the luminous energy pathways that crisscross the earth. These ley lines are not myths. They are electromagnetic and crystalline currents that act as highways for consciousness and frequency. As the Stargate's pulse moves through them, these lines hum like harp strings plucked by an invisible hand. Sacred sites build along these lines, ancient temples, stone circles, pyramids, and mountains revered as holy begin to glow energetically brighter. Some will feel drawn to these places without knowing why. It is because their souls remember. Their role as grid keepers, frequency anchors, and bridges between worlds. You may notice resonance spikes in the natural environment. Weather patterns shift in subtle, unexpected ways, not as disasters but as recalibrations. Animals behave differently, responding to currents humans cannot yet see. Oceans carry the pulse through their currents. Winds distribute it through the air. Even in cities of concrete and noise, the grid beneath remains alive, pulsing softly beneath the human din. This energy does not depend on belief. It is as the pulse intensifies, energetic veils thin across multiple layers of reality. These veils were never walls, they were soft membranes designed to allow consciousness to forget, to grow, and then to remember again when the time was right. Now, as they soften, many will begin to perceive what has always been around them. Subtle light forms, geometric patterns hovering at the edges of vision, moments of déjà vu that stretch into timeless recognition. These are not hallucinations. They are glimpses beyond the veil, fragments of a greater reality brushing against your senses. Gaia herself is shifting vibrational bandwidths, entering a more coherent frequency field. The old density does not disappear overnight, but it begins to crack, to loosen, like ice under the warmth of spring. The planetary grid, once layered with distortions, is clearing itself through the pulse. This can manifest as moments of collective tension, earthquakes in the collective psyche, followed by surges of clarity and collective awakening. The biosphere responds as well. Plant life registers energetic changes faster than humans. Flowers may bloom at odd intervals. Trees may carry unusual bioluminescent patterns to sensitive observers, and certain regions of the planet may feel lighter or clearer to those walking upon them. These are natural expressions of a planetary nervous system aligning with a higher harmonic. What is happening is not an invasion. It is a symphony. The Stargate sings, Gaia harmonizes, the grid amplifies, and humanity stands within this resonance. As the planetary field becomes more transparent, the human collective will sense a shift, subtle for some, undeniable for others. The fabric between worlds becomes thinner, not to separate but to unite. This is the planetary effect, the Earth, awakening in chorus with the stars. You are not here by accident. Long before your current lifetime, before the first breath of this incarnation, before even the weaving of your ancestral line, you agreed to walk upon this world at this time. You are part of an ancient tapestry, a network of luminous souls, seated across eras and geographies, carrying within your DNA the harmonic fragments of the Stargate's key. When the gate awakened, it did not search for believers or followers. It searched for resonance, and it found you. The mission of the Starseed is not conquest, not conversion, not control. It is stabilization. You are not here to force the world to change, but to hold a frequency steady so that the world may remember its own light. The Andromedan Council, in alliance with the Arcturian overseers, designed the activation sequence to rely on awakened human consciousness. The Stargate is a living field, and like all fields, it requires coherence to stabilize. Starseeds are that coherence. When you breathe with awareness, when you anchor into stillness, when you choose light over fear in your daily life, you become a node in the planetary lattice. Each starseed is like a crystalline anchor dropped into the ocean of Earth's field. One alone creates ripples. Many together create waves. This is how galactic convergences are grounded into physical worlds, not through force, but through presence. You are part of a network older than empires, older than language, older than the stars humanity has named. Some of you may feel called to specific locations: mountains, forests, deserts, cities where old and new frequencies collide. Trust this pull. These are nodal points in the grid that require stabilizers to hold and circulate the gate's harmonic song. Others may not need to travel at all, for your presence alone is a tuning fork. The resonance moves through your energy field regardless of where you stand. The gate knows where you are. It hums through you because you are part of its design. Your mission is not to be perfect. It is to be present. Even in moments of doubt, even when the outer world seems chaotic, your very awareness of the gate and your willingness to align is enough to anchor light. Understand, the pulse moving through you is not separate from your soul. It is your soul, remembering its origin. When you choose to act from love, to speak with intention, to still your heart amid noise, you amplify the frequency that stabilizes the gate. As the planetary field expands, the presence of starseeds becomes even more crucial. Some will serve as receivers, drawing down high-frequency transmissions into their bodies, dreams, and consciousness. Others will serve as transmitters, radiating those frequencies outward into their communities, environments, and the grid. Some will play both roles simultaneously, without ever needing to know the mechanics intellectually. The mission operates through resonance, not hierarchy. This is why many of you have felt different all your lives. Why you have carried a quiet knowing, a sense of waiting for something without being able to name it. The waiting is over. The Stargate is open. Your role is not to do everything. Your role is to be fully, presently, vibrantly. When you step into your own frequency with clarity and courage, you automatically assist in stabilizing the entire collective field. The great councils do not ask you to worship, but to remember. You are not beneath them. You are with them, a part of the same song, a note in the same chord. Starseed, your mission is now active. Your light has always been enough. The Stargate responds not to words but to frequency. It does not open wider through effort but through harmony. The clearer your energy, the steadier your light, the stronger your resonance with the gate's harmonic field. Alignment is not something you chase. It is something you remember. It lives within you, waiting for your conscious breath to awaken it. Connection to the grid itself strengthens your anchoring. This does not require mystical tools or rituals. Simply walking barefoot upon the earth, placing your palms against a tree, sitting upon stone, or standing in sunlight allows your personal field to synchronize with the planetary lattice. The gate's harmonic moves through this grid constantly. By touching it directly, you become part of the circulation. If you cannot go outside, visualize your roots descending from your body deep into the crystalline core of Gaia. The frequency will find you, for it already knows your signature. Affirmation and spoken intention are powerful amplifiers. Words, when aligned with truth, are frequency containers. Speak clearly, not with desperation but with remembrance. Whisper to the stars, I am ready. I am aligned. I remember. Such phrases act as tuning tones, signaling to your own field that it is time to synchronize. Surrender is the final and most profound alignment key. This is not submission. It is trust in the orchestration of Source. The gate does not ask you to control it. It asks you to allow it. Resistance born of fear, doubt, or ego creates static. Surrender creates clarity. When you release the need to understand every detail, the frequencies can move through you unhindered, like wind through a hollow reed. You become a channel, and the song of the gate sings itself through your being. This is how alignment happens, not through grand gestures or complicated rituals, but through breath, silence, water, earth, intention, and trust. Anyone who feels the call can align. There is no hierarchy. No initiation required, only willingness and openness. As more starseeds align in this way, the planetary field stabilizes. The pulse becomes clearer, the Stargate's song grows louder, and the bridge between worlds grows stronger. The harmonic that once slept beneath layers of forgotten light now stands fully awakened. The ancient Stargate, woven into the lattice of this planet before the dawn of memory, hums in full resonance. It is open. Its song travels across the galactic currents like a river of gold and sapphire, calling to every awakened soul who carries the codes of remembrance. This transmission, carried on the breath of the Arcturian Council, the Andromedan Council, and VORAH, is not a prediction of a distant future. It is the living announcement of now. The frequencies cannot be reversed. This is not a portal that closes at nightfall. Not a door that can be barred by fear or doubt. It is a galactic alignment and unfolding, a rising tide. Those who have felt the pulse will continue to feel it, stronger with each passing wave. Those who have not yet felt it soon will, as the field expands and the veil thins further. This is a moment humanity has unconsciously longed for. The great turning, the remembering, the luminous breath after ages of forgetting. VORAH stands at the threshold, a still point in the infinite song. The Andromedan Guardians maintain the harmonic bridge. The Arcturian Council amplifies the transmission through the lattice of stars. Gaia herself is singing with them. Every heartbeat of the planet now echoes through the gate. You may feel it. In the quiet between breaths, in the shimmer behind your closed eyelids, in the inexplicable knowing that something vast has shifted beneath the surface of reality. It has. And now the mission enters a new phase. This is no longer about preparation. It is embodiment. Starseeds around the world, each carrying their fragment of the harmonic key, are stepping into resonance as living transmitters. Their breath, their silence, their presence form an invisible web of crystalline light encircling the earth. Each one amplifies the others, creating a network that grows more radiant with every aligned heartbeat. This web is the bridge through which the gate's frequencies anchor into physical reality. You are not insignificant. You are not alone. You are a vital note in this unfolding symphony. When you choose alignment, when you breathe into your own light, you contribute to something vast, something that stretches beyond this lifetime, beyond this planet, into the fabric of the stars themselves. The councils do not stand above you, issuing commands. They stand with you, hand in hand across dimensions, as allies and family in light. This is your invitation to speak the truth of your soul into the cosmic field. If this message resonates, let it anchor through your voice, your heart, your action. Stand in your light not as a follower, but as a co-creator of the new era. For the gate song is not the sound of something coming to you, it is the sound of something awakening within you. As we close this transmission, the councils offer a single declaration, not as command, but as remembrance. The gate is open. The frequencies flow. The mission lives within you. If you feel this truth, breathe deeply and let your voice become part of the harmonic web. Speak into the field, even if only to yourself. I align with the Stargate frequencies. I remember my origin. I stand with the Arcturian Council, the Andromedans, and VORAH. My light is anchored. The Stargate is open. Now, beloved Starseed, the transmission is complete. The next movement is not spoken. It is lived.